Rabe even opens the garden of his own house to refugees. Eventually, there are 600 people camping there. Li Shezhan is one of them.
他不跟我们说，我们小孩啊，看到的时候，跟我们小孩怎么说啊？说不来，照顾我们，跟我们谈吃都好，都给。
Musi Fu, who would become her husband, also shelters in John Rabe's garden.
毛竹、盆子，对吧？打起来没这么就他请，也给你米吃，也给你豆子，每天都发这东西给你。他为什么生活？所以他就跟那边的就跟他就有这样子，对吧？我们要回想的话，他这个东西啊，反正真靠他。
Rabe keeps strict office opening hours for the refugees. He works patiently through all the notes and requests he receives. The bureaucrat as savior. He explains his actions to the Chinese in terms of his Nazi ideology. The Nazis are a government of the workers. They will not abandon poor people to their fate. Rabe believes deeply in help from the very top, from the Führer. On the 25th of November, he writes a telegram to Hitler.
Head of the Nanking Regional Party office requests that the Führer employ his good officers with the Japanese government to engage their consent for the creation of a neutral zone for non-combatants. Unless this is done, more than 200,000 lives are in danger.
这个呢，就实际上也就是那边一个比较，应该是比较政治上比较幼稚的吧，希望得到希特勒的帮助，就是他跟盟国、日本提出设立这样一个安全区，希望他就是让日本人同意他们设立安全区。他觉得他这个时候希特勒在他心目中就是一个英雄。
Rabe has seen only the attractive side of National Socialism, like the Olympic Games of 1936, ideal international propaganda for the regime. But even in Germany, most people don't acknowledge the regime's fundamental inhumanity. It's difficult to say whether 8,000 kilometers away, Rabe would be aware of book burning and the persecution of the Jews. But he certainly knows that Germany and Japan have become allies. In 1936, they formed the Anti-Comintern Pact, directed against the Soviet Union. Italy soon joined them. Berlin, Tokyo and Rome went on to sign the Three-Power Agreement, claiming vast spheres of influence. On the 2 days following Rabe's telegram to Hitler, no bombs fall on Nanking. Rabe is sure that the Führer has put pressure on the Japanese government. He's heard nothing from Berlin, but that doesn't worry him.
An answer from Hitler cannot be expected. This kind of delicate diplomatic issue is no doubt dealt with on another level.
Nothing will shape Rabe's trust in the goodness of the German authorities. He believes what he reads in the German newspapers, like many expatriates.
Sie sahen die negativen Seiten nicht oder hielten sie für Feindpropaganda. Es gab deutsche Zeitungen in China, die eben auch zusehends unter Kontrolle der Nationalsozialisten gerieten und wo es eben ein geschöntes Bild Deutschlands gab.
But a fellow member of the International Club has every reason to know the truth about the Nazis. German diplomat Georg Rosen has a Jewish grandmother. The Foreign Ministry is forcing him out of his job. But even this doesn't open Rabe's eyes.
Rabe wird gesehen haben, dass mein Vater auch in Deutschland überhaupt keine Zukunft mehr hatte. Dass ihm jeder berufliche Aufstieg schon verbaut war und dass ihm der Verlust der beruflichen Existenz überhaupt drohte.
In his diary, Rabe wrote, "His grandmother has ruined his career. It's a tragic fate." The Japanese have broken through the last line of defense before Nanking. The bombers are now hitting home day and night.
Some Japanese commanders proposed bombing Nanjing to the last person. Some even contemplated the use of poison gas in the attack on Nanjing. So that shows there was a disregard for international law.
No one has ever found a written order confirming this disregard. No one can say for sure that leading generals or the emperor himself knew about these excesses. But most historians believe that atrocities were tolerated.
There was a policy to terrorize the Chinese population. There was some kind of order issued at a relatively high level of the Japanese field army to dispose of the Chinese prisoners.
By the beginning of December, the people of Nanking can hear the thunder of the Chinese guns. Hundreds of Chinese soldiers are still falling back on the city. Thousands more will not make it.
城墙大门都封起来了，那我们部队怎么呢？就弄个绳子搞得打个桩，然后一个个的这样拿绳子上去，到了城头，高头一部分，下面一部分。
The International Committee are now meeting every day. Only the diehards have remained. Embassy personnel are being evacuated. The Americans load up their belongings and make for the gunboat USS Panay, moored in the Yanking